Nintopics Podcast, all things Nintendo. Yeah!
That is not the theme song. That is not the theme song.
It's okay. You can laugh at us.
What was that?
I said it's okay. You can laugh at us.
It's the slow,
Right.
like fade out of all of the laughter.
There you go.
That's Mandy right there. Yeah.
I'm the loud one, and then like in the far back row of the
that's
bleachers,
right.
screaming.
All right. Welcome to the Nintopics Podcast. I was looking for this.
Nintopics Podcast, all things Nintendo.
Welcome to the Nintopics Podcast.
Yeah!
All right. We are here live here at the Nintopics Podcast. We are nearing our season finale for the podcast. Season 2, season 3 is just around the corner, and surprises and little really fun stuff is expected. So
No shot.
Wait.
No
Still
way.
not here.
Did his internet just go out? No,
Did
he's
mine?
back.
Oh, wait. He's back.
W.
He's back.
Yeah, I was like talking, and everybody started loading. Like, what in the world is happening here?
I thought it was my internet.
I thought
It was like, okay, well,
All right. So what did you say?
we're back. Let me start over. Hey!
things Nintendo.
I have a block here.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I like that.
I got my lucky block here. You just kinda, you know, right there. Anyway, welcome to the Nintopics Podcast again. I don't know what happened there, but we're back. We're live. Things happen when we're on live TV here at the production studio, the Odyssey Production Studio, slash Bandy 323 Production Studio, slash Lynn's Production Studio, slash Joycey Production Studio, and slash Paul Gale Production Studio whenever he arrives with his card. And so we're here talking about Nintendo because a couple of things happened, right? A lot of things happened in the last couple of days, right? We got the Game Awards. Yeah, a couple things. We got a couple things. Just a tiny little couple things. We got the Game Awards, and it looks like Nintendo showed no mercy.
None.
Because they just want to go. They wanted to go straight to the top. But before we get into that, I want to go ahead and introduce the Nintopics Podcast Crew. Hold up. Starting with Bandy 323.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm kind of digging that background music. I like that. Hello, I am Vandy, one half of the Pokemon Masters here on the podcast. For Pokemon news, we definitely got a new show that we will be able to talk about pretty soon. Don't know a whole lot of info, a lot of good stuff that we get to talk about, especially. But massive thing is Game Awards, man, and some shockers, here and there. But I think a lot of people saw a majority of the nominations coming. But we'll definitely get into that. But yeah, I'm pumped and excited, man. Game Awards are right around the corner. I've never been this pumped for the Game Awards, and I don't know why.
Mario Wonder.
That's not it. I'll tell you that much. No.
That's not it.
All right, get it for Randy. Next
Incoming debate, y'all. Incoming debate.
Next up, Liz, you're the next contestant on the Odyssey. What's up?
Hi, I'm Linz, your book enthusiast who hasn't really touched video games this entire week because my entire heart, soul, and mind was dedicated to Iron Flame, and now I am free from that.
Wait.
So,
Is that a book?
Oh yeah.
So should we expect like a movie of it soon?
It's already been signed to Amazon for a TV show.
Ew, interesting.
Yeah, the book one came out in April. Book 2 came out last week, and it's already been signed. It's got like a lot of big people behind it, actually. So you should be able to see it on TV probably within the next 2 years, hopefully, as long as it doesn't get canceled. But I'm excited.
Nice. So it's like vampire crush stuff. Twilight.
It's about a dragon war college.
What?
Yeah.
Like a real dragon?
What?
Like a real dragon?
Yeah. Like you go to a war college and you have to earn your dragon, and you have to go through trials and tribulations. Your dragon chooses you.
That is so cool.
Depending on what dragon bonds you, depends on what power you are able to manifest. And you are then trained to use your dragon and your power signet to go to fight the antagonist of the book that I can't say, but yeah.
Now I'm watch it. It's like How to Train a Dragon / Avatar.
Kind of, yeah.
That's actually a pretty good. That's pretty good. Like you
kind of sick.
That was good, Mike. That was
Right?
impressive.
Thank you. Sometimes I think. And take it over, Joycey. You are the next contestant on the Odyssey.
Hey guys, I'm Joycey. We have a lot to talk about with these Game Awards and what's going on. But why are we laughing? I don't know.
Shadowing.
So I have not been buying games because my wallet said things that I cannot repeat on a family show. So gonna kind of reel that in a little bit, pay some things off as you will. But we do got a little bit of Splatoon news. I'm just gonna go ahead and get this out of the way because it's quick. For my Splatoon players, we have chill season again. That is chill season. It's kicking off on December 1st, and we're getting a new weapon, the splatter color screen, and we're getting a new stage, which is Bluefin Depot, which has not been seen since Splatoon 1. Nintendo does have a cute little music video that is up on their channel. If you'd like to go watch, it's about 1:45 long, so not too long. And it's fabulous. I'm looking forward to it. Splatoon is my stress reliever, I guess. I always like to bust out a couple matches like after work, and then I'm good for the evening.
That's cool. That's cool. I mean, Splatoon. I think Splatoon is the game that gets the most updates, right? It's crazy. There's always something going on
for a couple years.
This is. I wonder when will be the last, or will they continue into Switch 2 with all the events, or will they just do Splatoon 4 like early? Because I know Splatoon 2 and 3 came out during the Switch.
Yeah.
So will they do Splatoon 4 and 5 during the Switch 2? You know,
this was the Switch of sequels. Oh, and real quick, thank you for reminding me, Mike. Splatfest is this weekend. It's your favorite greeting. It's either a handshake, a fist bump, or a hug. I'm team hug.
I'll take the hug.
I'm team hug, which is really crazy because I'm actually not a hugger unless I like really know you. But and then I understand some people don't really like hugs like that. So, but in my soul, I'm a hugger.
Yeah. That is cool. That is cool. Thank you for the update on Splatoon, Splatfest this weekend. Don't forget to hug people. And take it over, Linz and Vandy. Anything going on in the world of Pokemon?
I can talk about Pokemon Concierge if you want to talk about the impossibility of Unite and all the shenanigans that are going on. There's actually massive Unite news.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about that though?
It's not officially announced is the thing. So
there's been YouTube videos on it though.
Right.
Well,
you've heard something.
There are leakers who data mined the information from the update, who then posted videos to give information about what's going to come. So if you want us to talk about it, we can. If you would like to keep it not, then we don't have to. But it was stuff that someone data mined from an update that is already in the game, so we know it's true because the files are there. So that's a you call, Mike.
Yeah.
I also saw. I think I tagged you guys on Twitter. Those 4 characters or 4 Pokemon.
Yeah, that was like semi. I don't know why they posted that. You tagged us about the Loyal 3, but that was the DLC before the one that's about to come out. That was like a month and a half, 2 months ago. So I don't know why they posted about the Loyal 3 again. But
I thought it was.
I don't know. I don't know why that was a thing. But if you don't want us to talk about the leaks, there was still a balance patch that is live that actually. Had some pretty good stuff in it.
Talk about the leaks.
Okay, I'll leave. Okay, well, I'll get the Pokemon Concierge out of the way. It's honestly pretty cool. So there's a new Pokemon show coming out on Netflix, the first Pokemon Netflix collaboration we've ever gotten. Pokemon Concierge. It follows a hotel concierge. I think her name is like Haru or something. And there was a trailer that dropped. I don't think we know too much about it, just that she's going to go on these adventures and kind of discover who she is and all these adventures. The guests of the hotel are Pokemon. So you see in the trailer, you see like Psyduck, obviously Pikachu and Eevee, and it's what's it called? It's called stop motion. I think is what it's called. It's stop motion animation. So nothing like we've really ever seen. It's not animation. It's not anything like that. So I don't know. It's Pokemon's just giving us something we've never really seen before. I don't know who the target audience is. I'm not 100% sure, but the fact that it's on Netflix, I think, is pretty big for both. Yeah, so this is it. So it's, again, so unique. Nothing we've ever really seen before, but that's the main character. Good call, turning it down. So you see like Panpour, there's Wingull, and so she's going to this island and she has a job as the hotel concierge. And so I don't know. It's unique. But this is kind of, Pokemon's next big show. I don't know why they're releasing another show when we just got the TCG show. But I guess this one is on Netflix now. So, that's kind of pretty big. And apparently there's a lot of really big voice actors. I didn't know any of them personally when I when I kind of read the article and saw the trailer.
Mhm.
But that's my goat. But yeah, it's just, I mean, it seems cute. The Netflix collaboration is kind of wild.
Mhm.
But yeah, obviously just a lot of really cool adventures. Stop motion is such a niche but really cool animation style. So yeah, I mean, this is what we get.
It looks awesome. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, it looks very interesting. Looks very cool. I think Pokemon is really digging into shows outside of the main one that they're doing. I think we've gotten like 3 side shows already. So honestly, it's kind of interesting. And then yeah, the theme song is by another really big artist. But this is just some small Pokemon news. But I'll give it to Linz for some pretty massive Pokemon Unite shenanigans, and then Indigo Disc, we haven't really gotten anything new, unfortunately. It's just the DLC that's coming out next month. But we don't really know anything more. They haven't given us anything else. So that's just something that we're kind of waiting for. But for Pokemon Unite, we got a lot. So, Linz.
All right. So there was an update that happened, and basically the way that Pokemon Unite tests things before they put it into the game is they have a PTS, which stands for the public test server. So you are able to test things. They test balance patches, they test things, and there are people who know how to read the files that are within the PTS that you can't see. And typically that is the stuff that is about to be launched into the game and announcements that are built into the game. They just haven't posted like the announcement on Twitter kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So all of this stuff will happen. It's just not fully announced. But we have 2 new characters that are being added to the game. Well, technically 3. One's already announced. We have Meowscarada, who's coming in December, I believe. And then following that, they just announced that we will have Gyarados and Metagross. That will be 2 all-rounders that are coming to the team. There are a lot of videos on the play styles. There are people who have already played as these characters, even though they're not on the, I don't know what's happening. They have access to it. I don't know how they're doing it. It's really cool. So if you want to see how it plays and how all that kind of stuff works, people have already played as them. Other than that, they announced big changes for how the competitive season's going to work. There was one map specifically that we were going to be able to play on, and that's kind of how it was this entire last Worlds and competitive season. Now they're bringing back the old map, and I don't know if it's just going to be like a random draw as to what map you will be playing on when you load in. But you can now play back at Remote Stadium as well as Thea Sky Ruins. So you have 2 maps that will be taking place. I don't know how that's going to work for Worlds and everything else, if it's just random or I don't know. They still haven't done draft, which is the one thing that they promised us they were going to do. So that's insane, to be honest with you, that they would say in a public letter that they're working on bringing draft for the competitive season and then just not do draft for the competitive season. But that's neither here nor there. They also announced that if you lose enough diamonds, you actually won't go down a class once you've already reached it. So if you're an ultra and you run out of diamonds in ultra, it sounds like you won't go back down to veteran. That is something I noticed. I could have read it wrong, but in my head, that is how it read.
It's dumb.
Interesting.
That's
I'm
dumb.
trying to think. I think that's the main stuff, other than the battle pass that was leaked. It will be Mewtwo.
Ooh.
No one's excited about it. We hate Mewtwo in this household. Because basically they use it as an excuse to break a Pokemon with its stats, abilities, and it basically makes the game unplayable how broken Mewtwo is. So people are afraid that because Battle Pass Pokemon typically get buffed, we finally got Mewtwo in a tolerable position at best, and they're afraid that's going to get buffed again. I guess the other big news is they changed the way that legendaries work in the game now. So you can only have 1 legendary on a team.
Huge.
So there will be no Mewtwo, Zacian, Urshifu comps anymore. You can pick 1, not 4.
That's good.
So
it's unique. I feel like that change it's divided the Unite community a lot. A lot of people are like, that's super good. A lot of people are saying, why don't you just balance the characters? Like, why are you limiting how many we can play? Because that's basically telling us, they're too strong. So why not just get them into a state where they don't completely steamroll if you play it semi well, because these characters aren't hard. They're not hard to play. Like, you could pick up the game and play it for 3 days and probably do insane numbers. So people are saying by doing this change, you are literally telling us you understand these Pokemon are too strong to be in the game. So instead of like toning down their stats and making a balance, we're just going to limit to how many you can have. So it's kind of divided the community a little bit in terms of like people think it's a good or bad idea, but either way, it's happening.
Yeah, I think that's it though. Other than the balance patch that just happened, but I mean, I'm not gonna go through who got buffed, who got nerfed. You can find that on your own time. So,
yep.
Hey,
there was a lot this morning. That was this AM.
Yeah, that was a massive leak.
So
That's good. We got Pokemon news. We concierge, and of course the leak Unite. So that's good news. And I hope that Pokemon fans are happy with what's happening in the updates on Pokemon Unite, which is I think is cool, right? Instead of having four of the
legendaries,
you get to have one per team, right? It's not that you get to have just one per team per play, like when you're playing. It's not that you can still have them in your story in your like your group.
Yeah,
it's just, you can only choose one.
You can be on your. You can have as many legendaries as you want on your roster. However, when you load into the game and you pick which character you're going to play for that specific 10-minute game, there can only be one legendary locked per team. So one on one side, one on the other.
Can you change them during the game, or is it that one is locked?
Once you select it, as soon as the timer starts, you're locked.
Okay. And all characters are like that when you play? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I've been wanting to get into that game for a while, and I haven't had the time yet. But
now's an okay time to do it.
Yeah, now's not horrible.
No,
I downloaded it on the Switch. I got far. I got that far.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So now that we got that news, we got Splatoon news out of the way. We got Pokemon news out of the way. I have my little blocky thing here because we're celebrating a nomination to a game that deserves all nominations, and the Game Awards, the Game Award nominees have been announced, and it's happening, guys. All I want to say is that Nintendo got the most nominations out of any other console. Okay, 15 nominations compared to I think it's like 13, which is the next lowest biggest nominations. So Nintendo literally went across the board. And so with that said, I want to go with a Joycey J. She has a list of all the nominees for Nintendo, and she's going to read them for us and tell us what are they not. You got what are they nominated for as well?
I only wrote down Nintendo's, except for we'll get there because right. I want to make it very clear. We respect gaming as a whole, okay, and all gamers are welcome here at the Mike Odyssey channel. Yeah, but we do love our Nintendo, so it's gonna say that. So I'm very proud of them as a consumer of Nintendo. So we got 15 noms. So I'm gonna run through these. Bless. Yes, bless. But best multiplayer, Mario Bros. Wonder. Best art direction, Mario Bros. Wonder and Tears of the Kingdom. Best score and music, the Nintendo sound team for Tears of the Kingdom. For those who have not played Tears of the Kingdom or haven't gotten to a certain temple where you get a certain bird friend, just close your ears real quick. The Colgera theme is what did that. I'm just letting y'all know. It's the best theme in the whole game. Okay, anyway. Best adaptation, and this is for the movie, Super Mario Bros. Movie. Best action adventure game is Tears of the Kingdom. Best family game, Mario Wonder and Pikmin 4. Best sim or strategy game, Advance Wars 1 and 2, Fire Emblem Engage, and Pikmin 4. Yay. Happy to see Pikmin get some love.
Right.
Now, two of our biggies. Best game direction. Now I wrote down all the nominees for this one. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2. In my opinion, from what I have seen and heard about those games, all very deserving. But they're up against Mario Bros. Wonder, and Tears of the Kingdom.
Mhm.
And also all of those same games plus Resident Evil 4 is up for Game of the Year. And I have mixed feelings about Resident Evil 4 personally, but Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, Mario Bros. Wonder, Tears of the Kingdom, also deserving. So deserving. I said this one isn't a no-brainer. And fun fact, this is a 2017 repeat as it's between Mario and Zelda for us Nintendo fans. So either one we go home with, we're gonna be happy if we win. Now, it was either Linz or Vandy, like right before we started the show, we kind of have our little chit chat, and they corrected me because I believe Pokemon got nominated for something, and I think
esports.
I zoned out. Esports. Okay.
Yeah, Pokemon Unite got nominated for esports.
Yes.
Nice,
So
nice.
there is Pokemon representation.
Nice.
Speaking
And
for
it's
Pokemon
important.
fans, yeah, and it's a good one. But speaking for all Pokemon fans, Scarlet and Violet deserved the 0 nominations. That's what we're gonna look at.
I feel like music composition it could have
Yeah, with the Ed
with
Sheeran
Toby Fox. Well, Toby Fox.
and Toby Fox, and the Ed Sheeran one at the end was like a big like what? So yeah, I could have seen it. That's fair.
That was the only one I think Scarlet and Violet would have been deserving of getting.
It
Personally,
was this year. Scarlet and Violet came out this year, right?
last year. It would have been November of last year.
So it would it have been?
I guess then I guess
qualified for this
technically
year?
it wouldn't have been this year's like any sort of nominations, even though it had a month to really get any sort of nominations for
Yeah.
because it was
Well,
end of
Alan
November.
Wake
I'm pretty
2 got
sure.
the same thing. Alan Wake 2 just
Yeah.
came out and already dominated Game of the
And,
Year.
well, I mean, but that thing took the world by storm. Everyone's playing that game right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and so did I think there was another game that got nominated the same exact month that it came out. Was it it was last year? Elden Ring, right? Elden Ring.
Oh
was it?
yeah,
I mean, yeah.
that'll
yeah.
do it. Yeah,
that'll
that's
do
a
it.
given.
Yeah, right
And
away.
it won it, and it won the game of the
Yeah.
year as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess technically Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was a last year's thing. I
Mhm.
just wasn't sure. I mean, I guess it would make sense. I just wasn't sure if it was like because it had a week to get
Mhm.
any nominations.
Yeah,
I was kind of curious, but yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair. I guess that is fair. But Pokemon is there. We got Pokemon Unite for esports, baby.
Man, we got Nintendo is just taking over the Game Awards this year, and I wonder with so many Nintendo nominations. There's a rumor. There's been that rumor that the guy leaker says like, ZR 2023, right? And so with so many Nintendo nominations, Nintendo will be happy enough to maybe show us a trailer.
I got some thoughts on that. You know, I have thoughts on that itself.
Go ahead. Take it over.
I don't think that we're getting any movie trailers as of yet, because I believe that Nintendo, just kind of seeing how things worked out with the Mario Bros. Movie, I kind of feel like they're going to be even more protective of Zelda. So we're not going to know nothing until somebody drops something, until if something is officially announced. That's just my thing.
Yeah.
However, what if
Games.
what if the ZR is for not necessarily remake or remaster? What if it's for reimagining? And what if we get to bring some of our newer Zelda fans? Welcome, glad you're here. Hope you enjoy your welcome basket. What if we got a Ocarina of Time / Majora's Mask reimagining? Now, you all know, originally I was not on board with remakes. I feel like it's from a time long past. You know, go play the originals. They're great, but they truly do. But you know, Paul, and I can't wait till Paul gets here. I hope he has a chance to jump in. He made it very clear that it's like, well, it's kind of a good idea to reimagine or remaster these games to be appealing to the newer audience, so they understand kind of where we're coming from with the lore and all the fun things. So I'm kind of wondering, what would Ocarina of Time reimagined look like? Still possibly same story, but with all the additional lore that we've had over the years.
Yeah.
And then there's a perfect way to input it in without damaging or compromising the original integrity of the original story. So I'm kind of, I can see it happening. I can see it happening. But I also feel like we've kind of, Zelda fans have never ate this good. We're full. We're on our third dessert. Okay. I'm also very open to getting a trailer for something else just brand new. And I think a teaser for Metro Prime 4. I think Game Awards is the perfect place to show that off.
I think so too. I think that will be another game that, man, that hopefully just give us a new logo. Don't show us the same logo, because that one is already played out. We played it so many times. Just show us a new logo, something different. Because the last thing we heard was that Metro Prime 4 looked incredible, and they had a lot of open spaces, and it was going to be multiplayer. And I'm like, wait, it's going to be like another like Metroid Prime Call of Duty type of kind of game. And so they were aiming towards like Metroid Prime, make it like a multi. They have the story, the regular story, but then they have like these big maps for multiplayer. So I'm like, maybe this is maybe that's the route that the Metroid needs to go to in order to kind of appeal to the greater masses, like compete with these other shooters out there, because it has all the potential in the world, right? And go to this planet, go to this planet, go to this planet, and do stuff. So I can't wait. But let's go back to the nominees, because nominees. We got some things to say about nominations. And I think Joycey has some thoughts, and Linz has some thoughts about some nominations, about some things that's been said, and then
some thoughts and feelings.
Some feelings and thoughts and feelings about the nominations. For Tears of the Kingdom, is it, or is it the other one? Oh no, wait. I'm
team Tears of the Kingdom, but I think Baldur's Gate is the competition.
So Linz, you play Baldur's Gate, correct?
Yes.
And Joycey plays Tears of the Kingdom. Now they're gonna make they're gonna make their like statement, pretend like this it's not political, but they're gonna go on a podium and they're gonna campaign for their own games to see which one. At the end of chat, you guys have to write down in the comments who won and who convinced you the most, and then Vandy and I are gonna do the same thing, but this time I'm gonna defend Mario Wonder, why it's been nominated, and Vandy's gonna give you all the reasons why it shouldn't have been nominated, and it's not gonna win.
I have the worst job. I'm not even fighting for a game. I'm just fighting against one. That is the worst job in this. Oh my goodness.
But think of the challenge, because you're against Mario Wonder in a way. I can't wait.
I mean, like, I'm on a Nintendo podcast, and my job is to show why a Nintendo game should not be nominated for Game of the Year,
especially Mario, Nintendo's baby.
Oh my goodness! Here we go.
All right, so let me get some other music here, some debate music. That's not it. Wait, hold up. Okay, let's see what we got here. No. That's some debate music right there, right? Happy music, debating.
Whatever floats your boat.
I just want to give everybody a hug.
Right.
It's happy music.
I'm gonna give the stage to Linz. Why do you think Baldur's Gate deserves the crown for the Game Awards? Go ahead.
I was gonna wait for the music to be good. Okay. Because currently there's no music, just so you're aware. All right, here we go. So Baldur's Gate, I want to make it clear, I have not beat the game yet. It's been something I've been playing in little chunks over time. I have never played any of the other Baldur's Gates, but I am someone who really cares about being able to make a character and have it feel really authentically like you and how you want it to be. I spent over 2 hours on the character customization screen, and that was with me not even going through every option. Because basically, for those of you who don't know what Baldur's Gate is, it's basically Dungeons and Dragons in a video game. So you pick your, like, I'm gonna say the word breed. You could be a rogue, you can be an elf. That's the word. You can you can pick like all these different things. There's like 15 different categories of what you can be, and then there's subcategories within that. Like the amount of customization that you can do with these characters is insane. I would play the game just to like almost like Sim style, just build people and just be able to do that. So I think that alone is a really, really cool feature, because I feel like character customization is something that like gets really overlooked in a lot of games when it's something that a lot of people enjoy. So that was probably one of my favorite things about it. The cutscenes are insane. They are like PS5 level graphics. It's just really impressive. It's like a movie, the level of graphics that you're dealing with. And they're like really, really immersive, which is one of the other really cool things about it. But I remember seeing the graphics for just the cutscenes and everything that happens and just being like, wow, like this is impressive for a video game. Because I hadn't played anything that had that level of graphics in my life, in any console that I've had. But granted, I also haven't played things like Spider-Man. So before people like Spider-Man come in the comment section and they yell at me, I didn't own a PlayStation. So that's what I'm saying. Okay, listen. See, this is what I'm talking about. People yelling at me in the comment section. I don't own a PS5. I played it on my computer. Okay, that's what I got. I am on PC. So let me say my piece before people yell at me and call me stupid. So,
nobody's yelling at you. I promise. They're not. I got an eye on them.
So I'm just saying, for someone who hasn't done that, it was really impressive. And I think that it's way better than a lot of the other graphics of the games that are in this category. On top of the fact that it is the definition of choosing your own adventure, like to a T. Everything you do is basically up to your own fruition. There are like 5 different like options for how you want to respond to situations. How you built your character determines how those situations play out. So depending on how you built determines like how good you are at lying. And that can obviously influence events. The skills that you do can like choose whether you're able to charm people or disguise yourself, or whether you're sneaky, or whether you're like all this other stuff. So like there's a lot that just goes into it on top of the people that you choose to bring along. And so every single time you play this game, you can play it entirely differently and get entirely different results. And so a lot of people replay this game because there's just so much to uncover, because literally everything can be different. And I think that's really cool, because the level of design that you have to do in the time that it takes to make one storyline alone, let alone every single reaction that could happen in every single cutscene, on top of every, like, the amount of time that takes. And to have it work functional and well, and have each storyline, depending on how you played it, come out good, is very, very impressive, because it's basically like 5 games built into one game. And for it to run as well as it does, and have the characters be as good as they are. And it's a really fun, cozy experience. And for someone who's never played Baldur's Gate before, like I said, I really enjoyed it first playthrough. There's something else I was going to say, and I lost my train of thought right as I was about to do it. If it comes back to me, I'll say it. But I don't know. Overall, I think it's really enjoyable. I think Game of the Year is absolutely warranted by the time you take in all of those factors of like what makes a good game. And then they did it times 5, basically. Because like I said, depending on how you play things. So I don't know. I think it's really, really cool. And I think it definitely deserves the recognition that it got.
Nice. Good job. Good job on that. Good job. Yeah, with my clappy. Woo! All right. So before we go to Joycey, I'm gonna give Vandy free get out of jail card. Do you want to take Pokemon Unite and defend why it should win esports instead of hitting a Mario? How about you take Pokemon Unite and then campaign for it on why it should win esports all over all the rest? That's your choice. Or you can also go bash Mario.
I feel like, ironically, I have a stronger case why Mario shouldn't win than why Pokemon Unite should win.
No, that's based. As soon as he said that,
Unfortunately,
I don't think you can argue why it should win.
I don't know who it's up against, but the 2.5 month Mewtwo mental warfare.
I'm gonna look.
I am too.
Like I don't like it changed me.
You're more confident. You feel more confident in that Mario is not going to win Game of the Year, in that Pokemon Unite is going to win.
I would sooner believe Mario Wonder wins Game of the Year than Pokemon Unite wins esports. I will actually admit that.
It's not under best esports game. Someone posted a screenshot on Twitter.
I remember it as well.
I don't know where it would have been in esports, but it's best esports is Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, League, Valorant, and PUBG Mobile.
Yeah, PUBG. PUBG is actually real old, but
I've never heard of this in my life.
Valorant's probably gonna win that.
Okay.
Yeah, of all of those games, Pokemon Unite doesn't have really an argument, to be honest with you. Just because, I mean, it is kind of an older game. Like, besides Valorant, all the ones that she just mentioned, like, a lot of those are, like, they've kind of had, like, their roots already. Like, PUBG's a pretty old game. Counter-Strike's been, like, CSGO has been in the works. Like, they've already had their roots. They've already had their player base. Pokemon Unite is a brand new thing that's been, I think, for 2 years. So they're still obviously figuring things out, but it doesn't deserve esports of the year with the poor communication with like the community, and then just like the unbalancing of it for so long. I think that's the kicker, is that it's one thing to have an unbalanced game. It's another thing to keep it that way for so long. And so still love the game. And I think that they're doing better now. And I think right now is actually a pretty good time to get into the game. But no, I don't think I have a better case for why Mario Wonder shouldn't win. As much as I hate to say, I hate that. I hate that. I'm a Mario fan. I love Mario. I love Nintendo. And it's weird, but there's nothing I can fight for because Joyce is already fighting for Tears of the Kingdom. And I also want that to win, but she's going to have more info. I'll just be like, fun, cool game. Like,
anyway, all right. So, quick question though. Esports games, they can get nominated more than once because they're ongoing, right?
I think it's like, as long as
Every
that
year?
version was released in this year's, because I think there was like CSGO 2, Valorant. I thought Valorant was way older than a year, but like there's probably a newer version of Valorant, like Modern Warfare 7 or whatever. Even though there's been 6 others, or probably like 30 by now, it can technically still be nominated. I believe that is the case, yes, because it's a brand new game, it's a brand new experience. It's a game of the year, you know.
Okay. All right, got it. All right, who's ready for round 2? Joyce CJ defends why Tears of the Kingdom should take the crown home. Take it away, Joyce.
May the blessing of the goddess be upon all of you. Okay, sorry, I have this thing where I have to have my air conditioning on like at 60 degrees, and then I put on a blanket. I don't know. Anywho, okay. So, can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, for some reason, like Lynn's just looks like they're thoroughly confused. I'm like, oh crap, am I muted again? So here's my thoughts on why Tears of the Kingdom should win. I know we kind of talked about. I will say this. I do think Baldur's Gate is the direct competition. I really do. I have not heard. I've seen plenty of like screenshots and gameplays and things like that. I look at the commentary of the fans on social media. I mean, very, very minimal criticisms. I can't even say complaints. I'll say criticism. So here's the thing about Tears of the Kingdom, though. There's no other game really like it. There's not really even another Nintendo game really like it. The things we're able to do on a much older system, a very successful system, but a much older system, and the things we're able to do in that game, you know, anybody just like, whoever thought we could drive around Hyrule to get from place to place, or you could take a horse, or you can, you know, walk, of course, or you can build something, a hot air balloon, and go around the countryside that way. You have 3 different maps to choose from. All of them have their own little secrets, their own little things. There's a jillion NPCs to interact with. And while we don't have customization, because Link is a character, he already is who he is. You know, you can have your own fashion show. I've seen that on Twitter, which I absolutely adore. I think it's hilarious. And you can dye it different colors and everything else. When it comes to graphics, I'm not against amazing graphics, but I do have, flame me in the comments if you want to, but I'm sorry, but you put a bunch of PS5 games side by side and Xbox, I can't tell you which is which. I can tell you what game is what when it's Nintendo. You just send me a regular old open screenshot of a field or something. I could tell you if it's Splatoon. I could tell you if it's Zelda. I could tell you what it is. I can't tell the difference between any of these games through these other games just by looking at them until you see Spider-Man actually fly by. You know, that's when it's like, oh, this is Spider-Man. Oh, this is what that is, until you start seeing actual main characters. And I think that kind of takes away from the individuality of a lot of these games. But Nintendo, there's just nothing like it. Nobody makes a game quite like they do. And I don't feel put in the same kind of artistic creativity into those games. And I understand, you know, people want, you know, what they want. They like their crispy, real life. It looks like Spider-Man's going to fly out of the PS5 and hit you in the face. You know, I get that. I just don't see use the whole color palette. Okay. I like color. I like things to look like games. I like things to pop out and stand out at me. There's this funny tweet going around on the internet because now all of a sudden, after I heard all of this hate towards Xbox's Starfield, which I've heard is actually a very good game from reliable people, but then, you know, other people have had problems with it or whatever. It just looks like a first person shooter. And that's not how the game was promoted. And that's not what I've necessarily, when I talk to people who actually have played the game, how they view it, but that's what it looks like. And then they compare it to Mario Wonder and they think that, you know, Mario Wonder is better than Starfield. Yeah, because it's going to hold my attention. And I don't want to slight any of these other games because they deserve to be here. They have the scores, they have the communities behind them, but they're just not very different to me. And like I said, I think Baldur's Gate is the one that's the more ambitious out of what I have seen, what I've read, what I've heard, all these different things. I think it's the most ambitious because, like Linz was saying, it is kind of choose your adventure. You probably have to play the game like 5 or 6 different times to get different outcomes, to see what happens with certain storylines. Whereas with Tears of the Kingdom, no matter how you play it, you're going to get, when you get to the end is the end. It is what it is. There's no way to change it. So that's what's interesting there. And that's why I think out of all of them, Tears of the Kingdom and Baldur's Gate are the most ambitious. And that's why I think those two are the ones that are truly head to head. Those are the ones that I'm kind of like, oh crap, Baldur's Gate 3 is announced or is nominated. Tears of the Kingdom it probably has a good chance. It has a good chance, but there's really no guarantee. And then there's also the funny thing that can happen where they'll just throw us a curveball and Resident Evil 4 wins. So, and real quick, Crazy's Cough asked me a question in chat. If I wouldn't have picked Resident Evil 4 as one of the nominees, who would I pick in its place? I think it was Street Fighter that had some of the higher Metacritic scores, or possibly I'm gonna go with Street Fighter. We'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Because then that's a whole other rant. Anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Those are my thoughts.
Good job.
All right, I'm gonna interject as well. I was off to the side looking at stuff, and people were like, "Linz is like cooking." That's because I found where Pokemon Unite is nominated. It's not the Game Awards. It is the Esports Awards.
Oh.
So
aren't those a division of Game Awards? No.
No, it's an entirely. It is held November 30th.
Yeah.
So it is nominated for Esport Mobile Game of the Year at the Esports Awards. It is up against PUBG Mobile, Mobile Legends, Brawl Stars, Arena of Valor, COD Mobile, Free Fire, Honor of Kings, and Clash Royale.
Yeah.
There's a
Okay.
lot of people nominated in that specific category, but that is where the nomination was. And that's why I was very confused because I wasn't seeing it.
It is confusing.
That's
Yeah, it is because Game Awards also has an esports
Yeah.
category. And so then esports also has their own awards taking place separate from Game Awards. So, you can confuse the category with the actual awards that are happening. So, yeah.
and their marketing and their color is both gold, black, and white.
Oh, good.
So their marketing colors are the exact same.
I thought the same thing when I saw it on Twitter. I'm right there with you. I thought it was
very
GameAwards.
creative. It's very creative. Again, good job to the graphic designer.
Right. They cooked.
Right. I was like, well, I want to make a logo. Oh, look at that one. It looks the same. Okay.
Yeah. Let's take the
Copy
one
paste.
that let's take the Game Awards that are a week after ours.
Right. All right. So we've heard 2 good reasons why Baldur's Gate should win, and we've heard why Tears of the Kingdom could win because
No, should. I'm still saying should, but
should win. And I want to get over to Vandy 323, who will try with all of his might to either present why Mario shouldn't win or should be nominated. Which one do you want to present?
I mean, probably shouldn't win. Like
Okay.
nominated, I feel like is a little too rough.
Okay.
I feel like that's fine.
And you're allowed to talk about other games too, Tears of the Kingdom and everything.
For
just to
sure.
present your case. So
for sure.
you got the floor, Randy. Take it away.
Okay, well, before I start, I'm just going to say I do have a terrible job, and I am a massive Mario fan. I'm a massive Zelda fan. I'm not just Pokemon. Like, I have played and beaten every Zelda game. I have played and beaten almost every Mario game. But in terms of why it shouldn't win, first and foremost, it's not even the best game Nintendo has made this year. So again, not saying it shouldn't be nominated, but the fact that it's not even the only Nintendo game up for Game of the Year. And in my opinion, it doesn't compare to Tears of the Kingdom. I feel like that in and of itself is an argument as to why it should not come close to winning, because not only is it probably not as crazy of a game or as much content in a game as Baldur's Gate or anything like that, it's not even the best Nintendo game of the year. And then another massive thing that I have seen, truthfully, is Mario Wonder. The reason it will not win, in my opinion, and it has nothing to do with Mario. It has nothing to do with the game. It has to do with the competition. Because you look at something like Baldur's Gate, you look at something like Tears of the Kingdom, you look at something like Resident Evil 4, the amount of content in those games puts Mario Wonder to shame, unfortunately. Mario Wonder, people can beat in less than 24 hours. You can't come close to doing that at all in any of the other games that are nominated because of how much there's to do, how much content's in the game, how much design went into it, how many things that you're able to find, how many side things you're able to do. Where in Mario Wonder, it's a linear story with maybe 1 or 2 side levels you might not need to do, all the way up to doing the same thing that you do in every 2D Mario game, which is save the princess and beat Bowser, right? Okay, maybe not actually save the princess this time because it is a playable character. And again, I hate hating on the game. But like if you give me Baldur's Gate, which is like Lynn said, you have to beat the game probably 7 or 8 times to see it fully while using different characters to give you a different experience and choosing different routes for your character to go on. You give me something like Tears of the Kingdom. I promise you right now, playing through that game and beating it, you are going to miss 60% of the things in the game because how massive Tears of the Kingdom is. Not only just because of the ground of Hyrule, you can also go underground and it's an entirely new area, and then you can go to the sky. The one game I can't comment on is Alan Wake. Never heard of it, never even seen it. No idea what it is, but it's taken the world by storm. Shout out Alan Wake. But just seeing something like Tears of the Kingdom or Baldur's Gate and then comparing it to Mario Wonder, there's just not enough in Mario Wonder. It's just not enough of a massive game. If this was a 3D Mario game, we would be talking completely differently because of how much there is in a 3D Mario game. How much is in Mario Odyssey? How much is in Mario Sunshine? How much is in Mario Galaxy? But when it comes to Mario Wonder, yeah, it's probably the most revolutionary 2D Mario game we've ever had, with all the different power-ups, with the crazy things that the flowers make you do, some really unique levels that even I've seen, and I'm like, that is incredible. And you know I don't like 2D Mario. But when you look at the competition, it doesn't hold up to the amount in the games that we have gotten. There's just too much competition. And again, that's not to hate on Mario Wonder. That's to praise its competition. Those games are too big. There's too many hours you can spend on there. There's too many things you're able to do to give Mario Wonder even a chance, because Mario Wonder, because it's a 2D Mario game, is the definition of a linear game. There is one way to go, and they force you to go that one way. You can maybe go to this level or this level to kind of give you the feeling of choice, but it is a linear path to the finish, and that is it. There's no branching out. There's no side. That's it. You just go. So that's why, again, shout out Mario Wonder for being nominated. Not going to say it doesn't deserve it. Should not win.
The One Direction is right.
All right. So is that your case? You good? You rest your case? Do you rest your case?
I'll rest my case there. Again, I don't want to hate on Mario. I love Mario. And I'm shout out to all you 2D Mario fans that y'all loved it, because you guys got an awesome 2D Mario game. And to be honest, I feel like the 4 before that were the same thing. There was like New Super Mario Bros. Wii, New Super Mario Bros. Wii U, New Luigi Mario. Like, it's like they didn't even try. It's like literally copy and paste. But Mario Wonder, it was very unique. Still a 2D Mario game.
I'm channeling
Singing piranhas.
I'm channeling my inner Italian right here. Okay, I'm channeling my inner Italian.
Go for it.
What I'm about to do, I'm about to lay the smack down.
Go for it.
Singing piranhas.
There's one word that nobody else mentioned throughout the entire podcast on why their game should win Game of the Year.
Piranha.
There's one purpose that a game is created, okay? One very specific purpose that a game is created. And with just this one little tiny purpose, your life will find meaning. Mario Wonder does this for you. Yes, it is a point A to point B kind of game. Just like Tears of the Kingdom. Point A, the little wherever you wake up. Point B, Ganon. You know, every game in the history of forever is a point A to point get.
Mike is no longer part of the podcast. Please go sit in the corner, sir.
Is there a different way to get there? Is it a bigger world to get there? Yeah.
That's Mike. That's
Point
blasphemy.
A, point B.
Mike.
Point B, Ganon.
Mike.
Hey,
That is blasphemy.
All right,
sir.
so it's my turn. I'm channeling my inner Italian, and I
Mom
said,
and Dad are fighting again.
and I said I was gonna lay the smack down on all your candy. Never mind. Anyway,
I will smack back.
anyway,
I'm the one with the
Yeah.
master sword.
all right. Listen. It's one word, okay? First thing, not only is this the most, yes, revolutionary Mario ever, okay? Basically, the best-selling Mario, including 3D and 2D, the fastest-selling Mario game of all time.
That's true.
But it gives you one thing that no other gives you. Okay, you can talk about replayability. You can talk about open worldness. You can talk about this is different, this is not. But there's one thing that this game does for you when you put your controller down. Okay, this game gives you joy. The world is full of hate. The world is full of crazy things happening in everywhere. There's hate in politics. There's hate in the Middle East. There's hate everywhere. Why would I want to go play a game with more violence and more little stuff there, darkness and monsters and swords and something that mimics the real world and looks like the real world, when I could just sit back, relax, and seek some joy in life? Mario is that kind of character. He makes you happy, he makes you laugh, he makes you joy. The wonder in Mario Wonder is wonderful. The fact that you don't know. Okay, let me take you off. The fact that you don't know what's gonna go on in every single stage. Okay, yeah, every single stage back in the past, in during the other past games, you kind of have an idea, right? Because there's really no unpredictability there. But every single stage has been incredibly unpredictable. Yes, you get the Wonder Flower. That's the one main thing. You get the Wonder Flower, it changes everything. But how does it change everything? The level of difficulty that this game now has is over the roof. They took some pages out of some levels that they made for Mario thingy, Mario Maker,
Mario Maker
2, and they added it to Mario Wonder, right? And so it's just Mario Wonder to me is more than just that point A to point B. It's me smiling, it's me having a good time, it's me having just what the reason why Mario is the most recognizable character in the world now over Mickey Mouse is because he puts a smile on your face. And I think that the music behind this game, like Joshi said, the singing piranhas, there is no way you will not smile. There is no way you will not smile. You don't want to even hurt them. You know, the piranhas, you know how they go after you, they walk and everything. You don't want to hurt them. I'll try to evade them. No, keep singing. Because if you hurt them, they stop singing. So you want them to sing, you know, you want the little sleeping Goombas, the talking flowers all over the game that give you that little push. You can do it. You'll be all right. Oh, I was expecting that. And telling you the most unexpected things in the most unexpected ways. And I think this is the reason why it was nominated for Game of the Year, because there's never been not just a Mario game, but there's never been a game like this. There's never been a game that you felt so much love that went into it like this. Like the developers who are talking about the game set, they told us, take your time. They took every idea. They took all their heart they put into this game. They built it from the ground up with music. And guess what? I love music. And so to me, yeah, you can go realism. You can make a big giant open world. You can customize your character as much as you want. You can Breath of the Wild, or you can tear the kingdom around, find the tears everywhere. But to find joy in the game and laughter, to find just this overwhelming like I don't know, like heart in the game, like they did with Mario Wonder. It's super hard to come by a game like this. I don't think lightning's gonna strike twice. I think Mario Wonder is gonna be one of a kind game where they won't do this ever again, because they've already surprised us too much in this game. Now, every other game they can make unpredictable, they can put out the Wonder Flower, but they can't do this all over again. Every other Mario game will be predictable. Will be just like Randy said, it'll be like point A, point B, because they've already done everything they could do to kind of just wow you. And they named this game correctly, because this game is a wonder to behold. It's wonderful. It's just any other word that I can do with wonders.
I do feel it's extremely creative. Extremely creative.
The level of creativity that went into this game, the level of freedom, the level of joy, the level of the you just could hear it in the developers. Like every developer in it, developers from Baldur's Gate, developers from Tears of the Kingdom, developers from Pokemon wish they had that enough time to work on their games like Mario Wonder did. Because imagine what kind of game they could have come. Imagine what kind of game Pokemon Scarlet and Violet would have been if Pokemon would have said, "Hey, take your time."
Hug Vandy.
Don't appeal to the Pokemon person in me to try and win the argument. How dare you make this personal?
Take your time.
How dare you?
And so the reason why I believe that this game will never be another game like Mario Wonder is because they did it.
I don't agree with that.
They filled
at
us.
all.
They filled us with wonder and awe and surprise and joy and laughter and not to mention the replayability, because there's so many levels. Plus, there's hidden levels. Every world has different levels and hidden levels on top of that, and then that hidden level takes you into another place. I don't want to spoil it for everybody, but there's just so many layers to this game that I think it just because of that, it deserves to win Game of the Year, just because it's just a different game than any other game. It's just different.
Okay, Mike. Okay.
Yeah.
I had to go get another snack for this one.
I rest my case. I rest my rebuttal time. Rebuttal.
Okay. So I'm going to defend Tears of the Kingdom in a little bit of what Vandy said.
I'm just flabbergasted that he said A to B.
I got you. I got you, homie. I got you. Baldur's Gate is definitely not A to B because there's a C, D, E, F, G ending. And Tears of the Kingdom, while it is A to B, it goes in zigzags. You can go any temple you want. There's some people who are playing this game so slowly. By the way, Eminem's cookie dough, fire. Not mad.
Wait, was that M&M cookie dough?
Yes, I have a thing for cookie dough. It's a terrible habit as a kid because of all the raw egg and everything. And now that they make it without raw eggs, it's like now I don't have to feel guilty. Okay.
Every game has a point A to point B.
Every game has a point A to point B, but the way you get to the way you get to Ganon, plus you have all the different choices on how to fight him. I don't know why, it doesn't matter why. I saw Andre beat the heck out of Ganon with just literally fusing diamonds and shooting at his head. And I'm like, A, that's a waste of diamonds. B, in my opinion. But that's the beauty of it. You can fight him however you want to. I prefer melee, and that's why most of my shields get broken, because I prefer melee.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the case may be. The thing about Tears of the Kingdom, I do agree, Mario Wonder is joy on a stick. I have said that a jillion times, and I feel that way about every Mario game. This one being the more creative 2D Mario game, but all Mario it exudes joy. It exudes happiness, and I agree with that. The thing about Tears of the Kingdom, though, is you get to be the hero that we wish we could be in the real world. You get to be that. I wish we'd stop fighting in politics. I wish we'd stop fighting in the Middle East. I wish we'd stop fighting online. I really, really wish that, I could be the hero. You know what I mean? And you get to be that through Link. You get to be the hero. You get to solve all the problems. You get to rebuild the village that was wrecked by pirates.
Ganon never dies. He's come back over and over and over and over again.
So does Bowser.
Bowser's not supposed to die. He's supposed to lose.
Falling in lava doesn't die.
He doesn't die. No, he sleeps in lava. He takes a bath in lava.
He just goes to bed a little bit.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, Mike. You got to understand the lore of Zelda. It's borderline, and I don't want to get preachy here, but it borders on a lot of religious tones.
Yeah.
We're bound to a higher power, and unfortunately, there's an evil in the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good way to put it, without getting all whatever.
Okay.
There's an evil in the world that eventually will go away at some point. Maybe not this lifetime. That eventually will go away. And we haven't reached that point in the timeline of Tears of the Kingdom yet. So there's always the hero.
So
there's always the hero.
Where you think there will ever be a point where Ganon is completely destroyed?
Honestly, no. I know what happens at the end of Tears of the Kingdom kind of makes you feel that way, but he always come back because we're not at that point. But the thing about it is there always has to be a big baddie at the end. The thing about Mario is that, in my opinion, after playing all these Mario games over the years, I feel like Bowser and Mario are more frenemies than they are actual enemies, because Peach ain't even scared of him no more. She's just like, oh, Bowser, we're doing this again. Okay. Kind of thing. I don't even feel like that. And then the other thing, And I don't really like to come down on Mario because it gave me the 3D world. It was 3D world on the SNES, right?
Yeah.
It gave me those vibes, but why are we fighting the exact same boss for just about every level? Who is it, Bowser Jr.? Yeah. Why are we fighting Bowser Jr. every single level? All them kids Bowser got, and we got to fight the exact same dude every single level. Okay. With the now Breath of the Wild wasn't my favorite when it came to the dungeons, but Tears of the Kingdom, they did good on. They did much better on the bosses. And like I said earlier, the Colgera theme is what did it for me because it's a spinoff of Dragon Roost from Wind Waker. Y'all go look that up if you don't know.
I understand.
So that it's a different kind of joy because you get to be the hero that we wish we could all be in the world. I always joke that one day the United States is going to be a monarchy because I'm going to be queen of it because I'm going to fix every single thing that I know is wrong.
Do that. You can't do that. We're for Nintendo.
I know I can't do that because we're not a monarchy. I can't do that. Nobody's going to vote for me if that's what I'm going to run on.
I'm saying you can't do that and work for Nintendo and rep for Nintendo. You have to do one or the other. I'd rather you rep for the Nintendo. That way you can get a better Zelda game out there.
No, but if I'm queen, then I mean I already automatically own Nintendo. That's how a dictatorship / monarchy works. I own everything. So, but we can't do that in the United States. But the point is that
I think that there's a clear winner here. There is a clear winner.
No, it's not. It's still between us and Baldur's Gate 3. I'm sorry, it really is.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's your opinion, but I'm saying I think there's a clear winner here. The chat can vote whether who made the best argument for their own game or not game in case of Andy or not game.
My literal job was to crap on a franchise that I love with all of my heart. Because again, I think it should be Tears of the Kingdom as well. Lynn's made awesome points about Baldur's Gate, and literally that's the definition of a game that I love is just being able to replay it over and over again with a different experience. But like there was no Pokemon Gen 10. Like hopefully that's in a couple years where I can debate that. Right. But literally it was like Baldur's Gate, Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Wonder. This game sucks. That was my job.
Hold up. We got one more. Talk to us, Paul.
Whoa!
How's it going?
Talk to me, Paul.
All right, Paul. You have a I'm gonna put you on the spot here because we just got over a debate. Okay, we all made the case for a game to win Game of the Year award, right? So, Lynn took Baldur's Gate 3. She made her case for why that game should make Game of the Year. Joycey, she took Tears of the Kingdom, made her case why that game should do Game of the Year. And then between me and Vandy argued why Mario should not win Game of the Year, and I argued why Mario deserves it all and should win Game of the Year.
And then I did a rebuttal against that.
and so because one of my lines was like this is like right, like when I said that every single game was like point A to point B period, that was like anyway. So
yeah, because that's not true.
Now I'm gonna give it over to Paul. Okay, Paul.
Don't let me down, Paul.
To you, unbiased, Paul. You know that's good that Paul just got here because completely unbiased. What game to you this year has surprised you the most? And depending on that, to you, should win Game of the Year?
My personal pick, or what do I think? Like, I'm assuming you're talking about the Game Awards. Like, what are they gonna pick?
It's your personal pick.
It is
between all the games that were nominated for Game of the Year. That's kind of what we're.
Yeah.
It is the following, but it's pretty close. And my pick for Game of the Year is The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. However, I say pretty close because I thought that Spider-Man 2 was fan-freaking-tastic. I loved it. I thought it was so good. And I'm not just not giving it because I'm not just not giving it because of the following, but this also didn't help. What didn't help is, unlike Tears of the Kingdom, which was a fantastic game and pretty much flawless in execution, Spider-Man 2 was also an excellent game, but maybe not quite as good, but it also wasn't flawless in execution, meaning I had like 4 game-breaking stops. Like the game completely crashed 4 different times at different points, completely reboot the system. One of those 4 times, it made me, it gave me the option to like do you wish to report the following to Sony Computer Entertainment Interactive, to, like, so that they can help with things. Like, okay, cool. That was only one of them. The other 3 were like worse crashes that like had to do the whole reboot. And like 1 or 2 other times in the game where it's like, oh, I can only get out if I do the following. So almost like 6 kind of bugs.
Wow.
But I'm not just saying that because I'm under the assumption also like those things will be patched out. That's always a possibility. It's not like back in the day where that sucker is in there and you get what you get with the game. But also just as an overall game, I think Tears of the Kingdom was better than Spider-Man 2. So even if Spider-Man 2 didn't have those bugs, I would still have given it to Tears, but Spider-Man 2 extremely close. Resident Evil 4, that's a remake of one of my favorite games of all time back in 2005. And I think it was very faithfully done. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, a beautiful game that is, from one of my favorite series in Super Mario Brothers, and I love the 2D and the 3D almost equally. Maybe I favor the 3D a little bit. To be fair, I didn't play Baldur's Gate 3, however, so my opinion isn't as valid as others that played through. Like, man, I put in 30 hours of each game. I could really talk a good talk. And what was the last one? Was it Alan Wake 2?
Alan Wake 2, yeah.
Alan Wake 2, to be fair, I haven't played that yet. So before the end of the year, my hope is to have given Alan Wake 2 and Baldur's Gate 3 a fair shot, because I like to have an educated opinion based off of really having played everything and putting in like time. So based off of the 4 that I did play, Tears of the Kingdom, and like it's not to say it's the easy win, because like I said, Spider-Man 2 is really good, as was Mario. And Resident Evil 4, that is the 4th. But what do I think going to win at the Game Awards? I feel like with Zelda, it might be the better game. I think technically on review-wise, it does have an overall higher average review score than Baldur's Gate 3. So that might represent the fact that overall more people slightly did like it over it. At least it was also reviewed by more total reviewers, so that kind of accounts for something. If you had like 150 reviewers versus 100, and they're both a 9.6, I think you got to give it to the one with the more.
Yeah.
But if you're like one solo place picking the game of the year, it might come down to, all right, you got 2 behemoths that are fantastic. One perfects a design, and one is such a breath of fresh air to the medium that you kind of give it a little bit more props. And I think that I wouldn't be surprised if Baldur's Gate 3 wins it, just because, like, I don't know how good it is. And that's why I'm like, geez, I can't really give a full opinion, because I haven't played it for 200 hours like I did Tears of the Kingdom. And if I did play it, and if Baldur's Gate 3 was a wonderful experience, who knows? Maybe even my own answer could have changed, because then it's like, you've got this game that I gave a 10 to Zelda, and let's say hypothetically I gave the 10 to Baldur's. If Zelda was better in the end, I would give it to Zelda. But if they were about equal, you would almost have to give it to the newcomer, just because it was more different from its predecessor, and that's a little bit more respectable. It did more to reinvent the industry and propel it forward. Now, even if it did more to reinvent, if it wasn't better at the end of the day, like let's say Baldur's was a 9.5 in Paul's book and Zelda was the 10, and even though Baldur's Gate did more, I would give it properly to Zelda, because Zelda was the better game. But if they're both about equal, you give it to the one that did more to shift the tables. And like I think Mario is a good example, where I'm almost done with Mario. Like I said, I've been taking my time because I'm playing a lot of it with my family. And that game is probably up in that 9.8 category. It could go perfect 10 from me, but it's very close up there. If there was another game that came out that was a similar 2D side scroller, but it had some really crazy mechanic of something that I'd never seen before, maybe it would go to that game. Although Wonder kind of does that. Wonder does do a lot more and a lot different than its previous 2D Mario outing. So there isn't anything that compares to Mario in those regards, whereas Zelda does have really good contention. I mean, you could say Sonic Superstars, but I don't think Sonic Superstars is in a league. Like, I've played that one. Isn't quite the same league as Mario in terms of overall quality. So I would hope, as the Nintendo fanboy in me, I mean, I love all games and I play everything, but I am admittedly, a bigger Nintendo fan than anything else. And I would want Zelda Tears of the Kingdom to win for that, because that's my personal pick and because that's the game that I like and the company that I like. But honestly, if Baldur's Gate 3 wins, maybe it was deserving. So I think it's probably going to be Baldur's Gate 3 at the show.
Okay. All right.
That's a long thing. I might have repeated myself a couple times.
No, but you're good, because what you did here was basically you were like the tiebreaker for the show. So congratulations, Linz.
Linz or Paul?
Oh,
Paul.
Can I say one thing? I want to say.
And I
one
got to say
single
something
thing.
right after Vandy.
And I gotta say something right after Mandy and the yours goes. Good.
My take as well, that I forgot to say this in my argument, so I apologize, is that I believe that if Mario Wonder came out when Tears of the Kingdom did, and then Tears of the Kingdom came out when Mario Wonder did, because of recency bias and the fact that you played Mario Wonder second, and so it's fresh in your brain, I think that is a massive reason why you think it's up there.
No, I'm actually playing Tears of the Kingdom now, and I was playing Tears of the Kingdom right before and Tears of the Kingdom right after. So
the magic is done when you beat it the first time. The first time you jump from the sky and you see the opening title screen, unlike anything you've ever seen. So I believe that.
Great, but
I don't know. I just feel like the magic that you felt with Tears of the Kingdom, I truly believe that you forgot about it because of how awesome Mario Wonder is.
I think that I felt more magic with Mario than with Tears of the Kingdom. Not that I don't love Tears of the Kingdom. That is literally my favorite game of the year when it comes to action adventure games. Right, it's my favorite game of the year. But Tears of the Kingdom felt familiar in that it's a sequel from Breath of the Wild, right? So what basically changed is the new areas and some new mechanics. But when it comes to everything else, kind of felt very familiar. And there are points where you are wandering around in Tears of the Kingdom that feels very, very Breath of the Wild. So as I think I beat Breath of the Wild 7 times, like literally 7 times. So I played with that game, for over 7 years, of course. And so only with that, I think I felt more surprised with Mario Wonder, just because it was a brand new. It was a brand new game. It was a brand new take on what Mario used to be. When it comes to the characters, their animations, the levels, the Wonder Flower, the Flower Kingdom, the characters. You know what I mean?
I mean,
I will say.
So
sorry.
You said that Tears of the Kingdom is a sequel to Breath of the Wild, and that other than new areas and new mechanics, it felt the same.
Kind of, yeah.
Besides new areas, aka right. I know you're not saying you hate Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
But other than new areas, aka levels, and new mechanics, why is this any different than any other 2D Mario game? It's still a side scroll. You got some new mechanics like power-ups. And you can say, "Oh, but it's so much different." Tears of the Kingdom gave us fusion,
that's what I'm saying.
Itself is the craziest thing in the world.
When you put it that way, I can basically make the argument that I feel like Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild is like almost similar to saying Mario New Super Mario Brothers to Mario Wonder. Same but different.
Exactly.
Same but different. So
same but better.
Yeah, so basically same but better. And so I think I was more surprised with Mario Wonder than I was surprised with Tears of the Kingdom. It's not that I didn't love the game. I'm in love with the game. I enjoyed the entire thing. But when it comes to the surprise factor, I was more surprised with Mario Wonders because it had more unpredictability in it. You know what I mean?
See, that's a good,
I'm sorry, Paul, go ahead.
like that's a good point, and all of these are good points because you could have your own personal view on a game as far as which one do I think is better and which one was I more impressed with in regards to how much did it evolve from its predecessor. Like, you could possibly think Tears of the Kingdom is the better game, but you could be more satisfied with your Mario experience because it was a longer time since said equally competent Mario game, and Mario wasn't different from the last 2D Mario game, unlike Zelda, which is less different, so that Mario is the more welcoming, fresh, cool experience, but Zelda you feel is the overall better game. Like Street Fighter 6, I loved. I thought Street Fighter 6 was fantastic, and it does enough over Street Fighter 5, but I just got a good quality, nice, competent 2D Street Fighter game 7-8 years ago, and I just got it now, so it doesn't like necessarily break through the mold and everything. I highly enjoyed it, but like I would give Street Fighter 6 like an easy 9.5, one of my favorite games of the year, you know. But maybe something else that is less good, I would kind of say I enjoyed it more because from where it came from, it shifted gears more, or it did more to pioneer things, or was the bigger surprise. And like I think Mario Wonder is like, I get what you're saying, is like the bigger surprise, and maybe that also led to you liking it more. It's a tricky. We put a lot of thought into what makes it our favorite overall. You know.
Tears of the Kingdom is my favorite game of the year, and it's better than Mario Wonder. Just to put it out there, it is better.
Mario Wonder made you smile more.
Yeah, my comparison is more towards one game to the other. I'm not comparing Mario Wonder versus Tears of the Kingdom Fate head to head because, of course,
you can't.
You can't. Mario Wonder fits in Tears of the Kingdom about 20,000 times, you know. But when it comes to, I think Paul said it best. You know how when it comes to comparing from one game to another, from Tears of the Kingdom, from Breath of the Wild to Tears of the Kingdom, from New Super Mario Brothers to Mario Wonder, which one did I see the most improvement? Which one kind of impacted me the most? Which one surprised me the most? And I would say Mario Wonder. Even though Tears of the Kingdom I enjoyed because it's my favorite game of the year, and because it's more gameplay, because it's just the story and the lore is so much greater and bigger. There's so much emotion and so much, world building on top of that, that of course it's of the better game. But I do agree that the surprise factor of the year.
So the thing that I'm just very glad that we have several games to kind of choose from, because my whole thing is that I've always said about Mario and Zelda is they're two different vibes.
Oh yeah,
completely different vibes. Zelda makes you think, and I'm not talking about gameplay wise or anything like that. I'm talking about it makes you really kind of study like the lore and why things are the way they are and everything. Mario is just there to make you happy. You're not really supposed to have a whole lot of deep, intricate thoughts about Mario. So that's the thing there. So, but I will say this: what could give Mario Wonder an edge is that it's different than all the other games. It's the only one like it out of the all the nominations. It's the only one like it. It's pure joy on a stick. That's it. It's just happiness. There's nothing to think of. And
I was surprised it was nominated.
I was surprised it was nominated.
Yeah, I wasn't, because I told y'all it was going to be nominated.
That was exactly my top 6 that I thought was, and that's, you go off of the highest rated overall rated games and sales, and like honestly maybe Hogwarts Legacy, which a lot of people forgot about, but you could say whatever happened to that? Shouldn't that have been there? I mean, there are only 6 too,
Yeah.
But here's the other thing I was going to say real quick.
Mario deserves, in my opinion. Sorry,
I
anyways.
think like I said, I got a bit of an issue of Resident Evil 4 being there, but I think all of these games, for what they bring to the table, are this is a tough one. This is a tough one. And I think they all complement each other. We're talking about big worlds, and we're talking about creativity. We're talking about ambitiousness. And the other thing I was going to say about Mario Wonder, for people like me who are not great at platforming games, what level is it? Jump.
Oh yes, yeah.
I still haven't beat it, but I was sitting up there for like an hour over the weekend, and I just kept going back, and I'm like, okay, but it's not the same level of frustration because it's Mario. It's almost, you're not happy that you're not doing the things, but you're not really upset about it either.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like, I want to keep trying. And finally I just said, okay, I'll come back, because I don't like leaving levels that early on. And I've already had a glimpse of the final level that everybody says is from Heck or from Hades. There we go. We can say that. It's from Hades. And I'm like, well, I won't be 100%ing this game, but that's okay. And one more thing I have to say is the biggest snub was Octopath Traveler 2, and I will die on that hill, because it should have at the very least, been nominated for best score. And I'm very upset that it wasn't. It is a wonderful RPG or JRPG. It makes you think. It has some of the best stories. It's a good game. Please go play it, guys. Please, I promise. Auntie Joyce ain't gonna lie to you. I mean that.
You know what this reminds me of a little bit? I think it was 2020, I think. That was the year where we had like Final Fantasy VII Remake, The Last of Us, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, and Hades. A lot of really good games, some extremely high quality products that are efforts that really made me think. But in this case, the game that got my game of the year was Hades. I picked that over Spider-Man Miles Morales, over Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, over, I think Ghost of Tsushima was also that year, like over a lot of them, because Hades was, first of all, truly excellent, but also I gave it that extra props because, man, this thing wasn't like anything that I've played before, or at least in recent memory, and like everything flowed really well. I mean, it can't just be different for the heck of it. It has to be good first, but it was so freaking good and so fun, but also so unique and original that, no disrespect to the other ones. Some of the other ones were amazing also. Sometimes I go back and think, oh, geez, should I have given it in my head to this one or this one instead? Like Age of Calamity, top tier. I love it. Don't care what anybody says about any clipping issues. I'm like, dude, I have had so much freaking fun with that game. I loved Age of Calamity.
I played through it 3 times.
And Spider-Man also, and Ghost of Tsushima, like, it was a good year. But yeah, Hades. So I think if a game captures that really different feeling that impresses you, that's different from its predecessor or what the competition is doing and happens to be good quality, like, yeah, those are all solid marks. There is no real wrong answer,
Yeah.
The only wrong answer is if you didn't play the game, or if you didn't play it enough, then the opinion becomes less valid. And that's why I feel a little bit, I didn't put in a couple 100 hours in Baldur's Gate 3 or pick up Alan Wake 2 yet, so my opinion is not as justified as I'd like it to be. But before the end of the year, we'll give a new answer, and it might be the same answer, but at least I'll have a better opinion,
Yeah,
sure.
I say, Lynn did a good job in convincing me that I want to play the game now. So I want to get into
So worth it.
Hopefully, because right now, go ahead.
Or Vandy, you too? Who else has played Baldur's Gate 3?
Just Lynn.
I'm the only one.
So how much have you played it, and how much do you like it? You might have already talked to the crew about this, but I'm late.
I've definitely put at least 10 hours into the game. I think it's insane. I think it's really, really, really well done. I was telling them I spent 2 hours alone just on the character customization screen because there is so much that you can even just do there, because it's not just like, oh, this is your, person, design them how you wish. There's your person, but then there's 15 different classes, and depending on the different classes that you pick, that also unlocks a whole different other layer of stuff. So the amount that you can do just to your character alone is insane. And it's very much so choose your own adventure. So there's probably at least 10 different endings depending on which character class you choose, how you then proceed in the storylines for all of those things, which characters you choose to pick up along the way, because your team can change depending on which people you choose to befriend and improve relationships with. Everything is completely customized. And so that's why I was like, it's not just start at the beginning of the game, go defeat Bowser, or fall from the sky, go defeat Ganon. There is so everything is different, because you're gonna get from point A to point B depending on what game you're playing and how you're gonna do it. So you're gonna defeat all the shrines eventually, but the people you bring along with you are gonna be the same. Everything can be so different in Baldur's Gate, and it's all depending on whatever you choose to do, because the entire game is open world. And it's really sick, and it's really cool, and the graphics are insane. The whole thing's like a movie.
Yeah,
but it's choose your own adventure movie, basically.
Okay, I have to end the podcast now because I need to get that game. So I mean, this is the thing. I had to choose between getting Mario RPG and Harry Potter because it came out. I chose Mario RPG. Is because
I haven't played it. I'm so excited. It's on my list.
Exactly. I didn't play. I've had so many opportunities to play it on Super Nintendo, but I never did. So I'm looking forward to playing it now. Watching gameplay on it, there's a lot of things they did on purpose just to give you that retro feeling. And I've talked to Paul this on X or Twitter. And so I'm looking forward to that game, but I don't have enough money to buy to Hogwarts Legacy, Baldur's Gate. What other games are I telling you? I haven't even bought Spider-Man 2 yet. I haven't gotten to that game yet. So there's a lot of games out there. We had a really good debate. It was fun. Everybody made their points. In all reality, I do think it's between Baldur's Gate and Tears of the Kingdom. I really do. The child in me wants Mario Wonder because it's the kid in me.
It could be a curveball, and because it's the most different option out of all the.
I just hope it's not Resident Evil, because that's a remake. I'm surprised that Starfield is not in there.
I'm not.
And I feel sorry for them because they put a lot of work into that game. I mean, at the end, it didn't turn out to be what they actually promoted the game to be, because it wasn't. I actually got a review code and I didn't even do a review on it just because I was a little disappointed. But I think it's happening. So with that said, I think we have to move on to another section because we got news for the podcast that we have to go over, some updates that are happening within the podcast and this season. If you guys didn't know, we are in season what? Season two. There is, I would say, 1 to 2 more episodes in season 2, and we're getting ready for season 3, which will start in January. Next week is Thanksgiving week, so I'm so thankful for everybody here in the podcast. You guys are so amazing. I honestly don't know what I would have done without Joycey, without Vandy, without Linz, without Paul in this podcast, without Landon and all the guests we've had over the season 2. You guys have been amazing. I love you guys more than you know, and I appreciate you guys. Season 3 is gonna be better. There are gonna be some changes in the podcast for season 3. We are gonna do podcast episodes. Podcast episodes is not going to be live. We will be live in the chat with you when we watch the podcast. It won't be completely live. So if you're going to submit your questions, submit them before time. You can reach out to anybody on the podcast for your questions. And then towards the end of the month, we're going to have our big live event podcast at the end of the month. We will be live there, and we'll get together and then celebrate and just have fun and all. And this is starting in season 3 of the podcast. The season finale of season 2 for the podcast will be for the Game Awards.
Cool.
And I don't know if you guys are pajamas ready, but it's gonna be a pajama podcast.
It's a pajama party podcast.
Pajama party podcast. So Vandy said he has pajamas. I think Lynn has you got your pajamas.
I gotta
already.
find some actual gaming pajamas. I gotta find some gaming pajamas.
Paul got his pajamas.
I got some
Or were you
Super
all
Mario
denims
Brothers
a
ones.
Mario outfit?
I have Mario pajamas.
W.
All right, so if you wear Mario pajamas, I'll wear the Donkey Kong pajamas. Then. that way we can each be a different character.
There's like no actual Zelda pajamas, or they're like a little too elegant, and it has like the Z and it's like silk and everything. I'm like, I need like a onesie.
Yeah. I know.
I need something cute. So maybe I'll find like something Yoshi or something related.
Yeah. So yeah, season 2 finale will be at the Game Awards. That will be season 2 finale, and then season 3
December 7th, y'all.
December 7th. Season 3 will be in January, starting the podcast. So after the podcast is in Game Awards, we're gonna be taking a break for the holiday season. Spend time with our family and friends. We might have like an episode, sit down coffee episode here and there, like a coffee video game, like 10 minutes.
Coffee and games.
Yeah. But that is gonna do it for season 2, my friends. I hope you guys enjoyed season 2. It's been awesome. It's been great. We've had a lot of fun, and I think that season 3 is gonna be even better, bigger, badder, and I don't know what to
And uncut.
and stuff like that.
I'm making stuff up.
So yeah, and also first we'll try to have some podcast merch also for season 3. You know, we're gonna try to do a t-shirt with all the characters like that. You know, those little characters that has like a big heads. I mean, we already have big heads in real life, but you know,
Especially me.
yeah, especially Yoshi. But there we have. That is basically the announcement. We are ending season 2 with the Game Awards. We got 2 more episodes to go. Game Awards is one of them. Next week for the Thanksgiving week, we might have a pre-recorded something going up, just like we might not. If you see something pre-recorded go up and set your reminder, then we have something. If not, then enjoy the week. We hope that you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your friends and your family. Eat a lot of turkey or ham or tofu, whatever it is that you eat. You know, because there's a lot of people that are vegetarians too. So whatever it is that you celebrate with, I hope you guys have a wonderful moment. And remember that it's all about being thankful for the ones you have, the love, and the things that you have. Happiness comes from appreciating what you have rather than what you don't. You know, like being happy with what you have. And then, of course, if you have more than you need, always give and give others. You know, the reason why you have more than you need is so that you can give somebody who actually needs as well. So, anybody want to add?
I hope you guys enjoy your holidays, enjoy your family, enjoy your friends. Whatever you decide to do, please be responsible, be safe, and we cannot wait to hang out with you at the Game Awards. See if our predictions are right.
Yeah. Mario's gonna win. Woo, Mario.
I will crack up laughing
If Mario wins,
because I'm just gonna be like, I mean, literally the little 2D that could, you know. But like I said, but one of the things about Nintendo is that their games are very, very different. So it's got a chance, but I think either Linz or I will either be crying or laughing or whatever.
Quick refresh. Lindsay, Linz, what's your personal pick? What do you think's gonna win?
Personal pick is Tears of the Kingdom. I honestly think Baldur's will probably win.
Yeah.
Andy, personal pick. Who do you think's gonna win?
Personal pick, Tears of the Kingdom. Who I think is gonna win, Baldur's Gate.
Joycey, personal, and who do you think?
Ditto. Tears of the Kingdom, personal. Who I think will actually take it is Baldur's Gate.
And then Mike, are you personal Zelda think Mario or
Personal pick. Tears of the Kingdom. Mario will take it home.
all right?
Yay.
Okay.
What's your pick, Paul?
I'll be that guy.
Personal is Zelda. I think I want Zelda to win out of personal bias of wanting the game that I picked to win. That makes my opinion the best one. But I think Baldur's because it's the hot new toy, the shiny new toy.
Yeah.
Shiny
yeah.
toy.
When I look at the industry, yes.
Yeah.
But I also one last thing. I know we got to go, guys. One last thing. I do remember how excited the devs were when Tears of the Kingdom came out. Not just the Nintendo devs all over were on all over social media saying this is not supposed to work. This is the biggest thing ever. So that's another thing that can kind of give Tears of the Kingdom a little bit of a leg up. But because of what's popular, that's why I'm basing it on Baldur's Gate. Sorry, Paul. Go ahead.
I could see. I had an epiphany before, but then I remembered it now. I could see Zelda winning it and then rolling into it, and that's not all we have for Zelda. Watch the following, and it's like a brand new trailer for Zelda Ocarina of Time remake or something else that's crazy Zelda.
This is why Paul is my cousin.
Or here's the logo for the Legend of Zelda movie or something like that.
Yeah, or the cast.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
They haven't picked the cast yet.
That is the one way I'm like, you could give it to Zelda because there's not just because there's a tie-in to have, but what a good segue for a game that truly does deserve it. I mean, in my opinion, it is. And even if you really love Baldur's Gate 3, you probably also say like, yeah, Zelda deserved it too. It's all good, no hard feelings. But how poetic would it be to follow it up with something that cool with one extra Zelda thing? So that's why I'm like, ooh, I could see Zelda though, because if they're smart with the marketing, first of all, it has to legit win it, but then you follow it up with something awesome like, hey, Nintendo, give us a little bit of a goodie for people to be excited of the future of this franchise. Boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So,
I had to throw it in there.
that's awesome. I mean, that just brought the hype over the roof now for the Game Awards. So with that said, today's winner for the debate, I'm giving it to Linz because she convinced everyone to play Baldur's Gate. And I want to play Baldur's Gate. So congratulations, Linz. Well,
Thank you. It's an honor. I will say, as someone who has never played Baldur's Gate, I highly recommend looking up like a tutorial for like how the specific mechanics work, because it's a little complicated because a lot of it's based on D&D. So I do recommend following a guide if it is your first experience, because otherwise you're going to be like, I don't get it, and then you're not going to be able to appreciate it.
I have never used a guide in my life ever.
Wow.
Good luck.
Ever.
Good luck, soldier.
I'm a geek. Listen. Dungeons and Dragons. I'm a geek. Okay, I'm a geek, and I love puzzles. I love solving things, even if it takes me forever. I'm like so stubborn that I'm never pick up a guide ever.
Okay.
With that said,
Nintopics Podcast.
before we let you go, we got two things we need to let you know. Number one,
Yeah.
nobody saying it.
Never give up.
Never give up.
Yeah, never give up. I thought you were gonna like call it.
I
Yeah,
thought you were.
gonna
Yeah,
say
I
it.
thought it was. Yeah. Okay.
Never give up, guys. Never give up on your dreams. Never give up on your goals. Never give up
Don't do that.
on your games. Okay, no matter how difficult things get, keep pushing forward, keep moving forward. Things will get better, and you will succeed. And journey on. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Nintopics Podcast. All things Nintendo. Yeah.
Balloons.
No. Confetti.
We got confetti.
That's
He
it.
said